Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to explore something that has happened at a recent rally of Kamala Harris, and I will give you my review and my take on it. So let's go.
We remember Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
So what's amazing about all of this is that people are actually cheering. They're like clapping, and they're like all excited about, all of this that's transpired. This is incredible. And there's people holding signs that says a new way forward. And it's just, this is pretty wild. Like, this could be our future, y'all, as Christians.
All right, so that moment we brought to you yesterday. Today, we'd like to bring in those students who yelled that out to Kamala Harris. They're 2 pro-life students at the University of Wisconsin-La Crosse, both juniors. Luke Pulaski and Grant Beth join us now. Luke, Grant, thanks for being with us this morning. Luke, I'll start with you. Just take us into that moment. What happened yesterday? We see the video clip. Is there anything more you can tell us about what you guys had to say and what happened afterwards from that video?
Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here. I would say the first thing I want to bring up, this is our first time taking an interview with anybody, and I think it's important because this is our...
So if this is like the first time that they're taking an interview, is this like the first time that somebody has like reached out to interview them, or have they turned down other interviews? This is kind of wild. It seems like, a lot of media would be like all wanting to, interview these guys, and is Fox like the only ones that came through and like, hey, we would like to interview you on our show?
Raw, untold story. There's a lot that happened off camera that we said at the protest, while we were protesting. And I guess we could start off with after she talked about overturning Roe v. Wade and Donald Trump, I yelled out to the crowd that abortion is the sacrament of Satan. And when I said that, I deeply do believe that as a Christian. And about 10 seconds go by, and that's when the video of my friend Grant and I proclaiming that Christ is Lord and Jesus is King, when we said that. And I think it's important to say this is a small venue, and we were about 20 to 30 yards away from Kamala at this point. There's a lot of controversy that...
So are these people going to end up in jail? Because it seems like, if you disagree with the Democratic Party nowadays, that, they're just coming for you to put you in jail.
Says she wasn't talking to us, or we left, we didn't get kicked out. Well, I can speak on Grant and I's behalf. On video, Grant's getting pushed and shoved, and there's about 5 seconds after or before she tells us to go to the smaller rally down the street. You can see on the video she waves. She was actually waving to me.
So is the smaller rally down the street like people that are in the streets talking about Jesus? Is that who she's referring to? Because I know that in a lot of, the rallies that Kamala has, they're street preachers outside of the venues. So, is that like who she's talking about?
I took this cross off my neck that I wear, and as we were getting asked to leave, I held it up in the air and waved at her and pointed to her, and she looked directly in the eye, kind of gave me an evil smirk, and yeah, I just want to clear that up and confirm that she 100% was talking to us. Mm-hmm. And there's other controversy that says we left. We were getting shouted at, pushed, assaulted, screamed at. So we were walking away. but there was about 3 attendees there, volunteers, that kicked us out with badges or whatever they had. And I specifically remember this one man saying, "You were uninvited and unwelcome to this event. You need to leave." And all they did was walk us out the door. They didn't tell us why. No cops escorted us out. No Secret Service. And yeah, that's our story.
That can be like potentially dangerous. And you know, they got assaulted as well. Like this is nuts.
So where was this event held exactly?
This was held in our University of La Crosse's gym. So
did you pay tuition to go to the university?
I do pay tuition to go to the school, but this was a free event. This is in a really small venue. They only said there's about 2,500 people there, which when she told us to go to a smaller rally down the street, I didn't really think that for a political rally there could be smaller than 2,500 people.
But you were allowed to be there. You paid to be there.
Yes, basically. Correct. Yeah. Correct.
Grant, I want to get your point of view from there. So is there anything you want to add to Luke's story? And what did it feel like? I mean, she basically said, you said, or Grant said something about, or Luke said something about Jesus, right? Jesus is king, Jesus is Lord. And she said, "You're not welcome here." I mean, I want to know what you felt in that moment and if there's anything you want to add to his story.
First of all, thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Charlie, for having us. We're very blessed to be here. We were very blessed to speak on the national stage. It's important that we get our message out in any way possible. First of all, we didn't really intend on, going at any people. People online were calling us MAGA fascists. That was never our intention going to this rally. We were only here.
And what's incredible is that these boys have made it worldwide trending, Jesus is Lord. So that is also like a very, very neat thing that these guys have done for the Christian faith.
To protest our faith, and we did so. We never expected this to grow as large as it was. Essentially, she was speaking, and we decided to say, Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. And we got a lot of backlash. As you can see in that firsthand video, I was pushed by an elderly woman. We were heckled at, we were cursed at, we were mocked. And that's the biggest thing for me personally. In reflection of the event, Jesus was mocked, his disciples were mocked, and that's okay. In reality, we did God's work, and we were there for the right reasons, and God is watching us in this moment. I'm all about being a cordial person, no matter your beliefs. But I do believe that we were sent there by God, and I do believe this timing, 18 days before the election, is imperative for young Americans and first-time voters like myself to understand that this is what you are going to get with a Kamala Harris presidency. You are going to get the Kamala Harris that alienates over 50% of the U.S. population that is Christian. You're going to get the Kamala Harris
See, the problem also with all this is that many Christians, they just don't vote in a presidential election. So, it's like, okay, they just take it as you will.
It skips the Al Smith memorial dinner that no major presidential candidate has skipped since, I believe, Walter Mondale in 1984. Now over 40 years ago. I'm a 20-year-old man. That's double my life. So that's a long time for someone not to attend that event. That, along with our experience on this day, it's a good storm for the opposition. And it just proves what type of person Kamala is and what type of leader she will be.
I'd love to ask you this question out of my own curiosity. Luke, I'll put it to you. And I know it's a difficult question because I'm asking you to put yourself in the mind or experience of someone else, meaning that person could be Kamala Harris. But when she responded that way to you, you and Grant, I'm curious what she understood about you. Like, what had you made clear? That you were a protester, that you were pro-life. We all hear you say Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. Did she understand your message? I want to know specifically what she is rejecting.
So what this guy is asking is what somebody else thinks, or, what they, partake on someone else, when in reality, nobody knows what somebody thinks or what somebody does except for them. Nobody knows what I think or do except for me, as I'm doing it. So this question is a little strange.
I know you can't know because you weren't in her mind, but you can know, what did you make clear?
Yeah, so I said Jesus is Lord due to the abortion Roe v. Wade she was talking about, which me and many Christians around the world disagree with her stance on abortion. And we wanted to kind of send in a message that, as Christians, at least me and Grant, we don't accept or agree with her abortion policies, and that we believe that Jesus is Lord and that he has the final say in everything we do, and it's something we center our life around. So I guess we wanted her to know that.
Right.
Luke, Grant, I think you guys are two really brave boys. They don't call it the People's Republic of Madison for nothing. You guys went right into the lion's den, and you are brave and courteous, as I can see right here. And I just really admire you, and I just want you to know that I think your message is resonating.
And very wise young men. And you'll never get an apology from the Kamala Harris campaign, but I hope you get an apology from the university, because you had every right to be there.
Thank you, guys.
Charlie, if I could say something before we go here. This is extremely important for young Americans to understand. If I could ask my young Americans in this country, what do you want your future to look like in this country? Do you want to have to struggle to pay for gas? Do you want to have to struggle to afford groceries on a daily basis? Do you want to even struggle to get your first mortgage on a house? Because that is the future you're going to get with Kamala Harris as president of the United States. A future with no morals, a future where people are exposed to evil on a daily basis, and people are stripped of the very power they have as citizens of the United States. I implore first-time voters, make an educated choice, whether that be voting early, whether that be going, on day of the election. The future of this very country.
You guys need to run for office, I think.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, here's also another thing, I noticed that a lot of Christians do, in my personal life, and what this gentleman right here is doing as well, is that we actually, turn to Trump as if he is a savior, in a sense. Do we, as Christians, do we talk more about Jesus and what he did for all of us, and he's our savior and he's the Messiah? Or do we go out and we talk about, how Trump is going to save us as a nation, or how Trump is going to save Ukraine and Russia, Israel, and et cetera, et cetera? Jesus is the one that has that power. And it's just crazy, how many of us as Christians actually, talk about Trump in this way. It's just nuts to me.
So much for being with us and sharing your story. We're up
against
Luke. I'm sorry to cut you off, man. We have a hard break. It's going to hit in about 5 seconds. But
understand.
Great to see you guys. Thank you.
Appreciate you
God
being
bless
with
you
us.
guys. Stay strong in Madison.
We reached out to Kamala Harris campaign for a statement. We did not hear back. All right, we appreciate those guys being with us.
I'm Steve Deuce.
I just wanted to say that this is a very, very strange times that we are living in. I hope that every one of you know Jesus, and you guys keep him in your heart. keep having on your mind, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.